Very much welcome to my channel. I am so happy to meet you today, and this is your girl Rosie, and today we'll be looking at the topic standard form. Standard form. What is standard form? Standard form is a short way of writing big and small numbers, okay? And this is the format. You have a times 10 raised to power n, and your a is between 1 and 10. Okay, 1 and 10, and n is an integer which can be positive whole number or negative whole number. Being strictly less than 10 means that a cannot take 10, okay, but a can take 1, and then any number between 1 and 10. Is that clear? So let's start with large numbers. Okay, let's say we have 35,000. Hope this is big enough. Okay, to express in standard form. So let's get our a and n from the number. Now there's no decimal point here. We're going to introduce the decimal point. And how we do that is we start from the outside because there's no decimal point, and place the decimal point so that a is a number from 1 to 10. Okay, so let's place our decimal points. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's good you count the number of times you move in your decimal so that you know your n. So I moved in 4 times. So that is my n. My n is 4. And then I have to discard these zeros and take these first two as my a. So my a is 3.5. So with that now I can tell you what this number is in standard form. So if I express 35,000 in standard form, I will have 3.5 times 10 raised to the power 4. Is that clear? So try yours and drop your comments in the comment section. Alright, so let's go to small numbers. So for small numbers, let's say I have 0.000000152. This is a very small number. So for small numbers, you have decimal points somewhere, and you have zeros after, or you can have immediately a digit, significant digit after. So we need also to get our a and n from this number. Now I'm going to move this out until I have my first significant number before the decimal, because I need to have the first significant number before the decimal. So I'm going to move out, and moving out is negative. So this is negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, negative 5, negative 6, negative 6. So that's all. Sorry for that. So this is our first digits, and we are done. So with that, I will also discard these zeros, and then I'll have my a to be 1.52, and then my n is -6. Okay, so with this now I have the small number 0.000000152 to be equal to 1.52 times 10 raised to the power -6 in standard form. Is that clear? So for small numbers, the power of 10 is negative. For large numbers, the power of 10 is positive. Alright. Next, we'll do addition and subtraction of numbers in a standard form. So let's start with addition. Almost the same thing. If you can add, you can as well subtract. Okay, so for addition, let's look at these numbers. 4.18 times 10 raised to the power 5 plus 3.22 times 10 raised to the power 5. Now, if you look at this, you notice that the power of 10 here is 5 and the power of 10 here is 5. So I'll simply factor out the 10 raised to the power 5 and then add these numbers. 4.18 plus 3.22, then times 10 raised to the power 5. And that gives me 7.40 times 10 raised to the power 5. And I can take this off and I have 7.4 times 10 raised to the power 5, and that is my final answer. The same way when it's subtraction and the powers are the same, just take the 10 to the power out, factor it out, and then subtract the numbers. Now let's look at when the powers of 10 are not the same. So for instance, I have let's say I have 8.42 times 10 raised to the power, this is 6, plus 6.0 times 10 raised to the power 7. So the powers are not the same. This is 6, this is 7. So the best way to handle this is just to take them back to the ordinary form, which this will give us 8,420,000. Okay, plus this one will be 60 million. So adding the two, I will have 68,420,000. So I have to return back to the standard form. Once I'm done adding, I will return back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is 6.842. Just discard only the zeros times 10 raised to the power 7, and that's easy. So the same thing with subtraction. If you are subtracting, you also, and the powers of 10 are not the same, also return the numbers to their ordinary form and then subtract and get them back to the standard form. Is that clear? So let's go straight to multiplication. Alright. Now for multiplication of numbers in standard form, it doesn't matter whether they are of the same power or that is the tens are of the same power or not. The method remains the same. So assuming I have, let's say I have number 1. Let's say I have 8.5 times 10 raised to the power 3. Okay, multiplied by 4.2 times 10 to the power 7. Okay, now the easiest way to get this done, I'll get the 10s together and then get the A's together. So that is to say I'm going to have 8.5 times 4.2, okay, times, remember, it's multiplication, 10 to the power 3 times 10 to the power 7. Okay, now on this page now, I can multiply these numbers, and if I do multiply, that would definitely give me 35.7. Okay, times, this is 10, this is 10, I'll take 10 and then add the powers, 3 plus 7. Okay, on this now I'm going to have 35.7 times 10 raised to the power 10. Okay, but I'm having 35 what I need is a number between 1 and 10. So I had to reduce this. So I'm going to move in the decimal in one place, and this will be positive because I'm moving in here. This is plus 1. I'm going to add it to this, and that becomes a 3.57 times 10 raised to the power 10 plus 1, which gives us 3.57 times 10 raised to the power 11. And that is our final answer. Okay, so that is it for the multiplication of numbers in standard form. The same thing for the division. Okay, the same thing for division. Now let's try division here. See if this space will be enough for us for division. Okay, so let's say I have 6.3 times 10 raised to the power 5 divided by 2.1 times 10 raised to the power let's say 8. Now this will also be let's say 6.3 divided by 2.1 times note it, times 10 raised to the power 5 divided by 10 raised to the power 8. Hope that's clear. So if I divide 6.3 by 2.1, that will give us 3. Okay, that will give us 3. Then times, I'll take 10, and then because it's division, remember your law of indices, this will be 5 minus 8, and that gives us 3 times 10 raised to the power minus what? Minus 3. Okay, that should be minus 3. Okay, and that is our final answer. So division and multiplication are almost the same, except that in this one you are dividing the numbers, and then in the other one you are multiplying the numbers, and you just use the same method. Okay, so go through it again and again. If you have any question, drop it in the comment section below. So this is where we wrap it up for today. Thanks so much for listening, and God bless you. Bye bye.